everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Big Donch Show. Today, we're going to be recapping week 7 of the NFL season, going by so quick. Just a reminder to subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch, and to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, also called Big Donch. Let's get right into it. The Sunday game, well, we saw last night was a great game. But anyway, Thursday game we're talking about right here. Alrighty. Jaguars versus Saints. Jaguars ended up winning 31-24. This was a pretty solid weekend of football this weekend. Let me just say, hey, I got the Steelers hat on. We won. That's right. And we'll cover that more when we pick up the Steelers game. But anyway, Jacksonville 5-2. I didn't even notice they were 5-2. Defeating the Saints 31-24. Saints 3-4. This was in New Orleans. Derek Carr threw for 301 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I can't keep defending him, right? I mean, he was there. I fix my hat, a little cricket. He was becoming a little mediocre on the Raiders. He goes to the Saints. People say, well, it wasn't Derek Carr's fault. Derek Carr was playing okay, had a pretty solid 2 or 3 games of the season, but lately he's still playing mediocre. And he has the weapons, I feel like. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Olave. He has guys, right? Offensive line not too good, but he's still playing some mediocre football. Alvin Kamara, like I said, 62 yards, 91 touchdowns. Okay, the touchdown scores for for the Saints. Taysom Hill had a touchdown, of course he did, and then so did Michael Thomas. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence had 204 yards and a touchdown. Travis Etienne, 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne's up there with rushing touchdowns this year. Christian Kirk, 90 yards and a touchdown. So I had the Saints winning the NFC South. They still have a chance. I mean, the division is the weakest division in football, but it's definitely going to come down to it. It's definitely going to come down to it into the NFC South. The Jaguars, I had them winning the AFC South, which I still think they could do, especially now with the Colts hurt, right? I mean, they just lost to the Browns this week. Of course, the Texans, they still have a shot. They're playing some good football. I don't think the Texans will last, though. I think it'll be the Jaguars pulling through. Speaking of the NFC South, Falcons defeating the Buccaneers 16-13. Sloppy game. Ugly game. Desmond Ridder, 250 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions, which is good. Baker Mayfield had 275 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. I'm rooting for Baker. He's playing some solid football. The Bucs were also. They're 3-3, but it's hard. I mean, Baker's another one of those guys where I feel like he peaked. He can only do so much. Going back to the Falcons, Tyler Algier, 59 yards rushing. Cordell Patterson, 56 yards rushing. Desmond Ridder had a rushing touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 1 carry for 3 yards. Fantasy owners, I'm so sorry. Drake London, leading receiver with 54 receiving yards. Mike Evans was the leading receiver for the Buccaneers, 82 yards and a touchdown. So Falcons are 4-3, Buccaneers 3-3. I'm not really sold on Desmond Ridder. He's inconsistent. It is what it is. Bears defeating the Raiders 30-12. Both teams without their starting quarterbacks. Brian Hoyer, 129 yards and 2 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 35 yards rushing. Devontae Adams, 57 yards receiving. Tyson Bagent, 162 yards and a touchdown. A lot of them were checkdowns, though. Don't get too excited, but hey, good for him. Division II quarterback. Got to root for that. Dante Foreman, his random good game of the year, 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 54 yards receiving. I'm pretty sure Dante Foreman also had a receiving touchdown too, which is crazy. Now, Browns and Colts, one of the longest 1 o'clock games ever. Browns ended up winning 39-38. Browns won the 4-2. Colts are 3-4. I mean, the Browns, Deshaun Watson, he's getting injured. He's playing mediocre. Gardner Minshew, I'm trying to root for him. He had himself a solid day, though. I think he had 4 total touchdowns. He had 2 passing touchdowns, an interception, but then he had 2 rushing touchdowns also. So good for him. Good for him. I feel like Gardner Minshew, he could be a starting quarterback for a lot of teams, right? I feel like he's almost as good as Daniel Jones. I feel like he's better than Desmond Ridder, better than Baker Mayfield. Hey, as a Steeler fan, I wouldn't mind taking him over Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry. Jonathan Taylor, 75 yards and a touchdown. Josh Downs, 125 yards and a touchdown. Michael Pittman with a touchdown as well. Looking at the Browns now. Phillip Walker at 178 yards and an interception. Deshaun Watson only had 1 completion, 5 yards and a touchdown. I guess he went down with an injury. Jerome Ford had a rushing touchdown. Kareem Hunt had 2 rushing touchdowns. Leading receiver was Elijah Moore, 4 receptions, 59 yards. So that was a good game. Apparently refs, though. The refs, they screwed the Colts over. Bad calls at the end. I'm going to say I hate the Browns. Don't want to see them win. But I don't know. Giants defeating the Commanders 14-7. Tyrod Taylor playing some good football. Last week, I was like, all right, don't say he's the answer yet. He's not the answer because none of them are. But he did have a good game. 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. Good for him. Saquon Barkley, 77 yards. Darren Waller, 98 yards and a touchdown. Of course, I've been starting Evan Ingram over Darren Waller because Evan Ingram was just getting more targets, more receptions. This week, of course, though, when I need it, I lost in fantasy by 7 points. If I would have started Darren Waller, I would have won. It is what it is. He had 98 yards and a touchdown. Sam Howell, 249 yards and interception. Chris Rodriguez Jr. with 31 yards rushing. Terry McLaurin, 90 yards receiving. So Giants, they're 2-5. Commanders 3-4. But they have no shot at the division or playoffs. I believe. The Ravens blowing out the Lions. I thought the Lions were a solid team. Hey, you have one of those games. The Lions are still a solid team. They're both 5-2. The Ravens won 38-6 in Baltimore. But hey, you have one of those games. Lamar Jackson, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, he also had a rushing touchdown, which of course he did. Gus Edwards had a touchdown. Mark Andrews had 2 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar with a touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr., yeah, he's getting some receptions. 5 receptions, 49 yards. Over to the Lions, Jared Goff, 84 yards, no touchdowns, but an interception. Jahmyr Gibbs with a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 13 receiving receptions for 102 yards. Both teams, like I said, 5-2. I still have the Lions winning, though. The NFC North, you have one of those games. The Lions defense is just bad. Just bad. Patriots stunning the Bills, 29-25. Bills are 4-3 now. Oof. There should be better than that. Patriots 2-5. I don't know, are they tanking or not? Josh Allen, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Turns the ball over almost every game. He can't keep doing that. Mac Jones, 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, Kendrick Bourne had a touchdown. Josh Allen had a rushing touchdown also. So he still played good, but they'll be throwing interceptions. Stephon Diggs had a touchdown. James Cook had a touchdown. And then Ezekiel Elliott for the Patriots had a touchdown. Kendrick Bourne had a touchdown. So, Bills, they got to get it together. They're still a solid team, but they lose like the weird teams all the time. Seahawks defeating the Cardinals 20-10. Cardinals, they got to get Kyler Murray back. All right, let's go right into the Steelers versus Rams. Steelers win 24-17. I'm grateful. Listen, I was not the happiest with the win over the Ravens. It was so sloppy. Like all year, I was kind of just like cringing over wins. This one now I'm actually excited about. I was actually excited about because our offense was looking good. Our offense was looking really good in the second half. First half, terrible. Defense and offense. Second half, though, I was happy. I don't know who was calling the plays. Was it Kenny Pickett or was it, Matt Canada? But I'm happy with it. Everyone played good in the second half. I'm just happy. Hey, our secondary is still getting torched, though. Reminds me of like 2017 Steelers, 2016 Steelers. Puka Nacua went off against us. I thought it was going to be Cooper Kupp. It was Puka Nacua. Either way, we won. I'm happy about it. TJ Watt had an interception. I mean, it's crazy. What can he do? Kenny Pickett had 230 yards passing. Najee Harris had 53 yards with a touchdown. George Pickens had 107 yards receiving. And then also Jalen Warren had a touchdown. Kenny Pickett also had a rushing touchdown also. Matt Stafford had a touchdown and interception with Darrell Henderson with a rushing touchdown and Tutu Atwell with a touchdown. With Puka Nacua, 8 receptions for 154 yards. Steelers move on to 4-2. Rams 3-4. Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs defeated the Chargers 31-17. Chiefs 6-1. Chargers 2-4. They're so much better than that. They got to fire Staley. And Herbert, though, I don't know if he's a real deal. 259 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Joshua Kelly had a touchdown. Josh Palmer, 133 yards receiving. Patrick Mahomes, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, but an interception. It is what it is. Travis Kelce, 12 receptions, 179 yards, and a touchdown. He's the best receiving tight end of all time. I'm sorry. I just have to say it. Broncos getting their win over the Packers, 19-17. Eagles defeating the Dolphins, 31-17. Julio Jones, let's see how he did. I didn't even check Julio Jones' stats. He came back. He had 1 reception for 3 yards. What a comeback, Julio Jones. A.J. Brown, 10 receptions, 137 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 5 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts had a rushing touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell had a rushing touchdown. Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, 216 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, 1 reception, with Tyreek Hill being the receiving touchdown, of course. But, of course, big debate now in the NFL is a tush-push, right? Don't ban it if there's no reason to. I hate the Eagles, but I don't know. I mean, if it was that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? I agree. I don't know. Maybe the NFL could look into it, but I don't really know why you have to ban it, right? It's not breaking anything. It's a good QB sneak. I mean, unless they're shoving, pushing, which I thought you can't do. I don't know. Vikings beating the 49ers 22-17 last night. 49ers now 2 losses in a row, 5-2. Vikings 3-4. They're slowly creeping back. Brock Purdy at 272 yards and a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kirk Cousins 378 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Christian McCaffrey 2 total touchdowns last night, unbelievable. Jordan Addison 7 receptions, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's gonna be a problem. They can't have 2 of them. Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I picked up Addison though. Fantasy. Happy with that, with Justin Jefferson being out. I don't know how long Justin Jefferson's going to be out. We can look that up real quick. Justin Jefferson injury. Well, it seems like he could be coming back. Yeah, this is October 15th. He'll be reevaluated after 4 weeks. Hey, if you could miss one more game, I hope you're healthy. Or not just miss, but we just need more targets for Jordan Addison. That's crazy. He's gonna be a good stud out of USC, transfer from Pitt. Good for him. Good for him. Good for Kirk Cousins. Good for the Vikings. 49ers, they got to get going. Brock Purdy, second loss in his career. And of course, they're back-to-back. Usually comes in pairs. But hopefully you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. I'm out, guys. Peace.